Hello there, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, the White March Part 1. We are in Stalwart Village, and we kind of failed saving these people. Well, we killed all of the ogres, but I failed in the event over there. Let's see, where do we want to go? We probably want to go to Renan Guild. She seems to be the person in charge over here. Let's equip or turn on...
Freshly caught!
What?
Effigy's eyes! It looks at me!
What the hell's going on here?
Ah!
Is there a monster fish in your barrel of fish? What the hell? A dozen pairs of globular eyes stares up piteously from the discarded heads of the day's catch, awash in a pungent sea of fins and innards. Sift through them. Your hand runs up against something round and fleshy, the size of a melon. It is smooth and scaleless, and parts seem to have been covered in hair. A discarded head, perhaps, but not that of a fish. Pull it out. With one hand on either side of the head, you begin to lift it out of the barrel, only to have it leap from your grasp as the head's owner springs over the lip of the barrel in an eruption of fish chunks that rain down over the market stall. Oh, did he hide in there? The man who leapt from the barrel stands facing you, nearly naked save for a loincloth and drizzled in fish viscera. He's covered head to toe in scars, tears and punctures, and the thorny imprints of lashings. Most are faded like old memories. Despite that, the condition of the man's body is remarkable. The drooping skin at his flanks and elbows are the only evidence of his advanced age. His face is placid, but the rest of him appears prepared for anything.
You must forgive, Zahua. I was not expecting you.
He looks you in the eye at first, but his gaze drifts now and then, settling on strange parts of your face as though distracted by new discoveries. If he is at all flustered, he gives no indication. What are you doing in there? He scratches behind his ear, dismayed.
Resting my eyes, I thought. Waiting for the Malkachoa to bring me insight.
What?
It would seem I dozed. A good thing my master was not alive to see it. Are you real?
Wait, I can lie? Yes? I kinda want to do it.
Of course. I meant no offense. But I find it is best to ask when Malkachoa is involved.
Is Malkachoa like drugs?
A small white mushroom.
Yup.
I have heard it called snowcap in these lands.
Oh, we ran into that in Defiance Bay, didn't we?
It can reveal the true nature.
We found a stoner mushroom guy. You have a master, you said.
A teacher, not an owner. Zahua is a free man. Well, as free as any of us.
I still don't understand what you're doing in that barrel.
I was freeing myself from vanity.
Did he say sanity or vanity?
Consider, how can one be vain who is bathed in the smell of dead fish?
I mean, hard to argue with that.
I had the idea when I passed this way earlier. I am pleased with the results so far.
He smiles at a woman whose head is swiveled towards him as she passes by, a look of revulsion on her face. Distracted, her toe catches on the stone, and she nearly falls on her face. He claps his hands together.
Yes, quite pleased.
Yes, I like you already. Are those scars from battle?
From battle, yes. I left them upon my enemies. These were struck against fear. These against pleasure. These against hatred. Those down there against greed and doubt. And these were for vanity.
You made those scars?
I cannot take credit for all of them, but I did most of the good ones.
Don't do that.
I put them there in battle to remind myself what is real and what is not. Our worst enemies are inventions of the mind, pleasure, fear. When we see them for what they are, we become unstoppable.
And you have achieved this?
I feel I have been close, but never for more than an instant. In the moment when the pain is sharpest, the world becomes clear. In that moment, I am a match for anyone.
You don't seem like you're from around here.
I was visiting a monastery not far from here. I found it empty, but I met a messenger as I left. He carried a call for aid. Seeing that he would find no monks at the monastery, I chose to go in their place. Zahua is no longer young, but in combat he is still the greatest of the Takan people. It seemed only right that he should go.
I mean, I do like you, but this talking in third person has to go. Stalwart hired me as well.
I would not say I am hired. I seek no wage, and I promise no result. I have chosen a path, and my spoils come from walking it. And this fortress, this Durgan's battery, its people are gone. Zahua would know why.
If you seek the White Forge as well, I could use the help of an experienced warrior. Zahua's face tilts upwards, his eyes fixing on the sky. He remains motionless, entranced. At length he blinks as if awakening and looks back at you. He shrugs cheerily.
If one wishes to swim, it is no time to argue with the current. We are here together in this moment because a perfect force has willed it. Who is Zahua to argue? I will walk with you so long as the gods wish it so.
Sweet! But I kind of need to sort out the inventory before I do that, so let's leave him there for now. And I need to go back to Kednua in order to fix that. But I'm thinking we're gonna get rid of Hiravias, because we already have our druid. So let's get rid of his stuff. Probably put it all in the stash. Unconquerable. I mean, some of it Zahua is probably gonna be able to use. Wait, is that what your torso looked like? I mean, that's super odd. Super green and super hairy compared to the rest of you. Your face, in particular. Quite odd. And we'll do... let's see. Let's give you this, so you have some room right there. Let's put these in the stash. I doubt Zahua is going to use a scepter. Can you use this? You're using a poleaxe, which is kind of good. Little savior. Yeah, we're good. Stronghold. I have to go back there, right? Yeah. Can I do it from the inn? The Gref's Rest. I'm pretty sure I can swap members in there as well.
Arm. Building's thirsty work.
For what? This man starts visibly at the sight of you, though he attempts to hide it with a queasy smile, because I'm a godlike? A moon godlike?
Say, you're the one we have to thank for fighting off the ogres, right? Never thought I'd see one of the god-touched.
Let me know when you do. She's also godlike.
I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know, if I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Havrick's still sour at me.
Who the heck is Haverick?
Oh, Havrick's the innkeeper
Haverick.
over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the fighting started. The raid didn't improve his disposition any. Did you know he has a whole case of Fenland liquor in there? I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when the battery's open again. As if we're gonna last that long. Anyhow, he said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be.
You hid away while everyone else risked their lives?
That's that's what Havrick said, actually. Look, I'm not proud of it, but I'm no warrior. What am I gonna do? Throw a net on them?
And now you're worried about some fancy drink?
They say a single drop changes your life. You'll never want to have a drink of anything else. Probably that's all rubbish, but it's supposed to be very good.
Okay.
It's delusional is what it is. Point of fact, what with you dealing with ogres and everything, maybe you'd, you know, be willing to help me out.
From saving the town to swiping liquor, there's progress for you.
Havrick keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar. Out of sight, you see. I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but...
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Shh, all right, keep it down. I didn't mean anything by it.
You son of a bitch. Oh, did I get the quest anyway? No. Then I gotta do it. I gotta follow the quest markers. I cannot resist the good quest. I thought I told him no. Ah, game, why do you do this to me? You know that. You know this game. You know I have to do the quest if they are in my quest log. Right, we gotta find.
About time. It was so cold out there. I was thinking about shaving
can't feel my
myself just so I
fingers.
can make a
Go
coat.
check on that Orlin. Make sure he don't steal nothing.
Hey, Frick.
Seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it. But you must be looking for some refreshment, too, after the way you handled them ogres. Or perhaps a room. Say the word, and I'll give that shifty little Orlin the boot.
Say the word to me and I'll give this drooling idiot a shedding so vigorous he won't know what hole he does what anymore. Yeah, I thought you might want to know that Rayfall asked me to steal your liquor.
He did he? That shifty little crook never learns. I'll have it put away somewhere safe. Thank you for doing the decent thing. Here, for your honesty.
Well, that was a quick quest.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I...
I want to hire some help. Or recruit some people, more like. Party management. There we go. Goodbye, Hiravias.
Watch your step.
Hello, Zahua. Oh, he's a monk, just like Spruce Tree. I guess we'll check him out. I actually thought he was gonna be the rogue. Because I know there's gonna be a rogue. And I really want him. Let's do the Golden Whale. We have plenty of gold. Or copper. Well, let's see what we have to deal with in here. Fira?
Thought I'd found shelter when I stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh? As much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing.
What exactly happened to you?
Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened. I was part of an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. I picked up a good haul, too. So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road. Meanwhile, something else found us. Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Laguthoth, they're called. Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran.
Aww.
Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Laguthoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem.
I'm sorry to hear about your friends.
That's a kind sentiment. I'll mourn them when I get home. But I've got to retrieve our haul if I'm to have any hope of that. I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself. But I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition.
I'm gonna guess you have a proposal for me.
But you might be able to get past the Laguthoth. You're light on your feet. I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed.
Tell me what you're looking for.
Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know?
Oh, there was something hidden here. Remind me where I can find it.
What's left of it should be near Durgan's battery. If you stumble across the Laguthoth, you'll know you're close.
Alright, we'll keep a lookout. Now, let's go talk to the mayor, who should be in her house next to this inn.
Been looking everywhere for you.
Oh? The man is sweating despite the cold. He opens his mouth to speak, but all that comes out is a loud hacking cough. He bends forward, bracing his hands again on his thighs while he heaves and gasps. After lengthy duration, he raises a finger, still panting. Here, all have Rick's fault. Damn fool sent me to the other side of town, looking for you. I'm not sure I want to give this. Oh, let's do this. pick your nose and shake your hand. He takes your hand vigorously. Pleasure to meet you. I'm the captain of the militia around here. Nice to meet you too. I wanted to catch you before you went running off into the wilds. See, there's a few dangerous folk you might be on the lookout for. Plus, if you're heading out to Long Watch Falls, I thought you might could pick up a thermal pearl for me. You said something about dangerous folk? We got our share of crazies out there. Most of them aren't even from the village. The latest group I'd heard of were the Gleaming Society and the Sisterhood of the Slaked Skull. But Ren and Guild set aside some bounty money to see that these troublemakers were taken care of. You bring me the heads of their leaders and I'll give you the payments. Alright. Tell me about the Gleaming Society. Crazy pack of radicals, sure. So these are the bounties for this area, I guess. Just like from the ones we found in our Kidnua stronghold. So we found the pearl already, but he couldn't grab them. So I'll have to pick them up, sure. Now, Mayor!
They've destroyed the stockade, Mother. It's...
Enough. They're gone.
She holds up a hand, which is missing the final joint of the ring finger. But it's her voice, sharp and steely, that silences the young man. As he glowers at his toes, she turns to you with dark circle under her eyes, and a smile pulled taut against her thin lips.
Ah, the champion of Defiance Bay. Must have been a long journey. Well, I'm sure you wagered on a more civilized welcome. Still, we're much obliged for your capable intervention.
He pulls a knife from his belt and an apple from his pocket and sets to work. It is an honor. No, it was no trouble. I'm here to help.
Then perhaps you can help us find something. Stalwart isn't much more than a grease stain on a map. What roads we've got in the White March are basically tracks in the snow. And for every trader or adventurer that comes through, 3 of our own leave for good. But it weren't always so. There was a time when kings and queens sent their firstborn to these mountains, when the White March was the envy of empires.
Nothing endures forever. Even the foundations of Old Valia eventually cracked and crumbled under the weight of 2,000 years. What an era it must have been for the White March.
The Pargrin dwarves transformed the White March once. We could bring some of that greatness back to Stalwart. But we need the White Forge.
I'll say I know of it.
Then you'll know that no one's felt as much as a summery breeze from the White Forge for over 200 years.
Well, it's probably literally a white forge in the depths of Durgan's battery that makes some weird magical ore or something.
I'm hoping you can do something about that.
How so?
We've been trying to breach Durgan's battery for over a year now. Problem is, the other expeditions can't so much as dent the front door.
And that's why you need my help.
That's the long and short of it. We're laborers and fisherfolk, not adventurers. But Durgan Steel could put Stalwart on the map again. Open up the mines, bring in new business. We just need the White Forge.
Alright, any idea where I could begin?
The battery's up the mountain to the north. A good hike away.
Near Galvino's place, huh?
So it is. Though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything.
Who's Galvino?
Mestre Galvino, as the old crosspatch prefers it. Lives by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
She means to say he's a skilled smith and animancer, who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a decade.
I'd say that's worth mentioning.
And he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there.
Seems odd that he lives out in the wilderness by himself.
Not doing much worse than any of us.
Huh. He wore out his welcome in Stalwart. He's better off with ogres and Lagufoth as his neighbors now.
What happened?
Old lunatic finally went too far. And we sent word to the Valiant Academies. I don't like speaking on it, but if you want to get his guff, just remind him that we gave him the boot.
I see.
Ain't nobody here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so close to the battery without figuring something about it.
You said as much to the last party, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all.
Uh-huh.
Just watch your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales.
Tell me about the ogre camp.
Belongs to Flames That Whisper, Matron Baragon's clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
Minding their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance, or the broken stockade.
I'm saying we shouldn't agitate them further.
I'll gladly confront Baragon if it will help stalwarts.
One less matron would make our walls safer. What's left of them, anyway. Also, Baragons like to have whatever the last expedition found. Rumor has it they disappeared near her turf.
Killing a matron will only make our problems worse. The way to approach Baragon is with your hands held high.
If anyone could parley with an ogre, I suppose it'd be you. But they aren't known for their patience with prattle.
Alright, got it. I'll see what we can find.
Before you leave town, stop by the Grave's Rest. Most visitors to Stalwart spend some time there, so Hafric and his patrons may be able to give you the lay of the land.
Don't know about you, but I'm parched all of a sudden. I think we're good. Alright, so next up we are gonna head to Graf's Nest again, and then head out into the wilderness, either to the Ogre Camp, or to Galvino. However, that is gonna be a tale for another day. Since it's a new series, I'd really like it if you'd share these videos around, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Views are really good, because it lets me know what you guys want to see. Thank you for watching, I will see you guys next time.